Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everyone. How are you doing today? What's it like in your world? I'm in Southeast Texas. My name's Norma. It is a beautiful day here. Nice and warm and humid, which is, just how I like it. So if you're not someone who likes hot humidity, then you wouldn't like it here in Southeast Texas. But where are you? Where are you watching from? I'm always curious to know where you guys are watching me from. If you have not met me before, I'm going to be sharing with you how I can help you reinvent yourself. Start over in this phase of your life, because I realize that there's a lot of people out there just like me who are over 50 and find themselves in a situation where not really ready to retire. Like, what would I do with myself if I had nothing to do? I just don't think that's ever going to be my life. I don't know about you, but I just don't think that's ever going to be me. And, maybe you're someone who feels like you need to have an income coming in, and maybe you lost your job. You're stuck in a job that makes you miserable. Maybe you're like me and found yourself at a job for many years and suddenly they're cutting your pay, because that's what happened to me. My boss came to me after over 20 years of working for him, and he was going to cut my pay. And I said, no, I'm not going to continue to work 10 hours a day and take less money for it. I just wasn't going to do it. Maybe you're also like me and you're raising a grandchild or grandchildren, great grandchildren. There's a lot of us out there. So that was me, guys. Back in November of 2023, I found myself without a job, raising a grandson. At the time, he was 1.5 years. My husband was talking about retiring, and I was worried. I was worried that I was going to be sticking him with having to work longer, lots more responsibilities. And hey, Sagar, welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing today? Thanks for being here. But yeah, I felt guilty. I felt guilty because I had left my job. I mean, I could have stayed. I could have stayed there and continued to do the job and take less money. I just didn't want to. I didn't really enjoy what I was doing anyway. And honestly, I was angry. It made me mad. I mean, I was hurt. I was angry. I was confused. Like, I had been there. I was that person who had been at my job for so long that I never would have guessed that would happen to me. And it did. And maybe it's happened to you also. And the reality of it is, when you're over 50, they're not banging on your door to try to get you to come work for them. They're just not, because they know that you're coming with a lot of experience and that you're going to be expecting to get compensated for that experience. And they'd rather pay someone younger who has either no experience or a lot less experience and pay them less. That's just where we are today. So from a trip of 9 to 10 days. Oh, I'm so glad you had a good trip. That is a long trip. That's awesome, though, that you had a good time. I bet it was nice and relaxing. That's awesome. I don't know. Sometimes after vacation, it's like you feel like you need a vacation from your vacation. Was that you, Sagar? Exhausted from your fun? That's great. I love that. And that's how we should live our lives, guys. That's how we should be living our lives. We should be having fun. Exactly. So many of us, we get in what I call the rat race. We're so busy trying to keep up. We're so busy trying to do our job and raise the family and pay the bills and do all the stuff. And then, we squeeze in a little trip here and there, but we never take a breath. We never breathe. We never fully are able to just enjoy what we have. And that's why I love what I'm doing now, because I can do that. I actually just started my day. This morning, I taking my time, doing things that I wanted to do for me. I actually do things for me in the middle of the week, where in the past, if I did anything for me, it would be on a weekend. or in the evening after I got off work, or I would, like, if I did grocery shopping or something, I'd squeeze it in during my lunch break so that I wouldn't have to do it in the evening. Because by the time you get home and you cook dinner and you do your laundry and you're taking care of your family, it's like time to go to bed, start it all over again. And that's why I love what I'm doing now. And that's why I come on here, because I want to tell you guys that you can do the same thing. There are ways out there where you can earn from home and you can actually do things that you enjoy. You just have to think outside that box, that little box that we're all taught. We're taught to, in my generation anyway, we were taught to, you went to school, you graduated high school, and you went into the workforce. Or you went to college or a tech school and you got some kind of a degree and you went into the workforce. We never talked about being an entrepreneur. We never talked about, working for ourselves. Of course, we didn't have the technology back then to be able to work online. We didn't even know what that was. So in the last 30 to 40 years while we were all working, the world is moving on and technology is happening. And there are ways, guys, that we can do this. We can do this from home. You don't have to have any great knowledge or skills. You just have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. Get outside that box. Think bigger. Think outside of the box. Let's see. You went to, is it Hill Station to get rid of some blistering heat? Religious places, so complaining both mood. Oh, that's awesome. That sounds really interesting, really fun. I'm glad you got to do that. And it wasn't blistering heat for you. It was just a little hot. It was hot, but not as crazy hot, huh? That's awesome. So this part of our lives, we should be thinking about enjoying it. We've raised our families. We've done all the things. Let's focus on us for once. And I know it can be hard because, like myself, I'm raising my grandson. And so it doesn't really get to be about just me. But I can still take care of me. I can still work a schedule around him and be able to do things that I enjoy in the meantime. So that's what I'm here to say. We can have that balance. I feel like it was a time like when my parents were young, when I was a child, the moms, for the most part, they stayed home. They stayed home and raised kids. They raised a family. My mom did things to make extra money, but it would be things like babysit. She would babysit for other people. She would do catering, like she would make cakes. And she didn't have a business, guys. She just did that from home. Back then, you were able to do that. Now, they got their hands in everything and they make you regulate everything. And I get it. It's all for reasons. But back then you could do that. You could just call up somebody and say, hey, I have a birthday. Like, can you make me a cake? And she would do birthday cakes. And so she had little ways that she could make her extra money. And it wasn't like having a job or having a business, but it was basically having a business. It just wasn't in the same sense that we know now. But for the most part, the mom stayed home. And then as we grew up, our generation, we, the women, we started working because we realized, like, hey, if both of us have jobs, then we could even get ahead even more. That's the thinking, right? But of course, the cost of living raises also. And nowadays, it's almost like you have to work. You have to have both the parents working, because if there's only one income, it's very difficult to support, 4 people. If you have 2 kids, it's difficult to support 4 people on one income. So it's just times are changing, but also technology is changing. So it's allowing people to be able to work from home and not just have to go to a job for 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. My son, he works a job where he has to be on call. So he has to literally be on call for a week and be waiting to get a phone call to have to stop everything to go out to work. And that's, his choice at this time in his life of what he does in order to support his family. So that's why I come on here to let you guys know there are ways that you can actually earn from home, and you can do it having fun. You can enjoy it, and you don't have to have special skills. Oops, I'm missing stuff here, Sagar. Degrees are now just a piece of paper. Skills are, yes. You don't have to have the degree. I don't know what arithmetic is. Yes, women entrepreneurship. But any kind of, it doesn't have to be just women, men also. No, he does not work at a call center. No, he doesn't work at a call center. He works in I'm on the Gulf Coast. So down here on the Gulf Coast, we have a lot of like chemical plants. And there's always something, there's jobs. That is the one good thing about living here. Well, there's a lot of good things about living here. I don't mean that there's just one, but we definitely have here in Texas, the cost of living is a lot less than in other states, or even in other parts of the country, but we have jobs. We have good jobs. So that is something that keeps our economy going really well here, is there are a lot of jobs. But those jobs come with call outs, working overtime, shut down startups, all the stuff that comes with, running these chemical plants. But it's jobs, so that's a good thing. So I never want to downplay a job because it put food on our table. It raised our kids, but it was hard. It was very hard. My husband did that rat race kind of job, and it was difficult. I was fortunate that when the kids were young, I was able to work part-time. So I worked some, but I didn't have to work every day, and that helped us. This is affordable to live. It just depends where you want to be. Obviously, like California and New York, those are going to be higher costs. The northern, like Northeast, I know is costly. Texas is very, is very affordable, and a lot of the other southern states, I don't know about Oklahoma, I assume it is, but I know we're a lot more affordable to live than California. California's kind of high. Above average standard. I'm not sure what that means. Above average standard. So, but it all depends what you consider affordable also, we have land, we're a big state, so we have land that you can build. You get sprawled out houses, you get big houses, but we have land to accommodate that. Where you go to some of these smaller states where they don't have that, they can't spread out, there's nowhere to go, so they go up. So they have smaller houses that are more costly. It just depends where you want to go. So I don't know anything about Alaska. I'm not real sure. I don't know. I've never been to Alaska. I couldn't live in Alaska because it's half the year it's in darkness. That's not for me, and it's cold. I don't like cold. Too much snow. If I have to bundle up, no thank you. I don't mind visiting, but I don't want to live in that. That is not for me. So many people that I talk to, though, guys, it's like they think, and it was me, that this was me. Everything that I say, it's because I experienced it. And then when I got out of it, I'm like, how consider yourself outside of yourself and you're looking down at yourself, right? It's a whole different perspective. And that was me. I was in a job that I thought that I was going to be at for the rest of my working days. And it didn't work out that way. And when I left, I suddenly had this whole new perspective, and I was looking at myself at that job thinking, why did I do that? Why did I put up with that? Why did I not know all of this is going on out here? I decided when I left my job that I was going to find a way to work from home. And in my mind at that time, that just meant working for someone else, finding somebody online who would let me just work for them, get a paycheck, and be able to work around my grandson. But what I discovered is I could actually work for myself. I could still work from home. I could work for myself, start a business, and do it around my family. because I'm not thinking just right now, guys. Like I'm not my grandson is 3. So, I mean, at this point, you know, he's not involved in anything. He still, you know, just enjoys running in circles. Just, you know, riding on his little scooter. He just likes to be wild and crazy. But as he grows up, he's going to be involved in things. And I know this because I've already raised kids, right? I know what they do. They get involved in things. How are they going to be involved in things? It's because I'm going to be there, or my husband, we're going to be there in order to pay for it, sign them up, take them to the lessons, take them to the games, or whatever it is that they're involved in. And, you know, we're the ones who are going to be the ones doing that for him. And so that's what, when I say I can work around my family, it's like I don't want to have to work 7 in the morning to 6 at night anymore. And then how am I going to get to his ball game? How am I going to get to his golf lesson, or whatever he decides, his fishing tournament, whatever he decides he wants to get involved in? How am I going to be able to do that if I'm working this long job? So I wanted the flexibility. I was looking for the flexibility, and that's what I found. And it's something that as he grows, I can still work it around his schedule. And you may, you know, wonder, well, what is this all about, Norma? Well, I would love to talk to you and share it with you. Basically, what you do is you just reevaluate, like, what is it that you really want, first of all? Because I had never done that before. I'll be honest, in my whole life, I had never thought about, what is it that you really want, Norma? What is it you want out of life? What is it that you are wanting to get out of it? You know, I was just doing what I thought I was supposed to do, bringing in a paycheck, paying the bills, bringing in the paycheck, paying the bills, putting a little bit back in savings if I could, taking it from the savings when I needed it because something came up, because life happens and it always does. And I was just in motion, in that robotic motion of just getting up every day thinking, I don't want to go there, I don't want to do that, but here I go because I'm getting that paycheck. It's not worth it, guys. It's not worth it if you're not happy. Happiness is everything. Time with your family is everything. Doing the things that make you happy, that bring you joy, is everything. So what you would do is you would reevaluate yourself. What is it that I really want? Especially if you're at this point in your life like me, what I call your second chapter, right? What is it that you want? Write it down. Look at it every day. Like I keep mine right here I have my laptop right here. I have mine written right here. So I look at them every single day. I don't want to forget them. Whatever your brain is focused on every day is what you're going to get. So if you're focusing on negative thoughts, you know, I can't do it, that's too hard, you know, I'm just too old, I'm never going to figure that out. If those are the kinds of things that's going on in your head, because it was going on in mine, guys, that's exactly what I was thinking, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get more of that, whatever your brain is focusing on. I want my brain to focus on getting better every single day, improving every single day, because that's what's going to get me to my goals, to my dreams, for my family, right? So that would be the first thing that I would ask you is, what do you want? What is it that you truly want? And then the second thing would be, okay, now we've established what it is that you want. How are we going to get you there? Let's make a plan. Let's make a plan on how we're going to do it. And the thing that you're probably going to need to, or get to, watching my words, the things that you're probably going to get to work on is getting out of your comfort zone. Because for me, when I went from my comfy office that I was miserable at, right? I was miserable, but I was comfortable. When I got out of my comfort zone, it was hard. And I realized, like, oh, I'm going to be doing some stuff that makes me really uncomfortable. But that's when you grow. That's when you get better. That's when you get closer and closer to those goals and dreams. And that's when opportunities start opening up for you. Now, your comfort zone, everyone's comfort zone is different because some people are very comfortable in front of a camera. They're very comfortable. This is something that they love doing. It's not difficult, it's easy. Other people, this is really hard. It's hard to get in front of the camera. For me, it was very hard to do videos, to learn how to do videos, but I did it, and the more you do it, the better you get, and the easier it gets. It's no different from when you started your job, right? When you start your job, it's hard because you're doing new things. You've got a new boss, you've got new coworkers, you have this new position, you have all your clientele is new, everything's new, some new strategy that you have to learn that your boss is telling you about. It's hard. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. And the longer you're there, the more comfortable you get. That was me at my job. I was getting very comfortable. Comfort zones do not grow you. You just stay comfortable. You're not growing. You're staying the same. For a very long time, I was staying the same, and I was miserable. So once you would establish what is it that you want, write down the goals. What is it that's going to make you happy? And then we figure out how to get you there. And we talk about getting you out of your comfort zone. My comfort zone is to spend time in AC. Don't go outside. Work only in suitable environment. No hurry. Need to be present. No disturbance. No interference. That can be, especially, Sagar, if you're someone who's like working in that complete opposite of what you just said. If you're working out in the heat and it's hot and you don't like it, then that's you learning something new to get into the AC, to get into a place where you want to be. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Whatever it is that you're not happy with, change it. It may not be something that's just going to change tomorrow. And again, that's why I come on here talking to you about this, because I want people to start now so that, because I think, Sagar, I think you're pretty young. You're not in my age group. I think you're pretty young. So it's like start now so that you can get to that point in your life where you're doing things that do make you happy. If being in the AC makes you happy, there's nothing wrong with that. You can work towards getting there. We just got to figure out what that means to you. Yeah, I'm very introverted. And I've never actually been diagnosed with ADHD, but I'm pretty sure I got some of that. I definitely have OCD. I know that. I've not been diagnosed with that either, but I know I do. But yes, I'm very introverted. And that's another beauty of this business is you don't have to be around a lot of people. I mean, yeah, I talk to people, like I go live, but it doesn't suck the energy out of me the same way that being in a big room full of people will suck the energy out of me. I have a big event tomorrow night with another aspect of my business, and I am excited about it. I'm really excited about it, but I'm also a little nervous about it because it is going to be a live event and it's going to be a lot of people, and I'm an introvert. So yeah, I get you 100%. Yeah. It's going to be one of my LifeWave events. It's going to be live here locally. So, because it's just a lot of people. That's the only reason. I'm real comfortable with talking about it, and I'm very comfortable with events. It's just, you know, when you're an introvert, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And anyway, it'll be amazing. It's going to be fun. So, but my point, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So my point to saying that is that, you know, I am here saying that I'm just like you. I'm no different. I'm no different than you. I have gone through having to really stretch and get out of my comfort zone, and I still do. There's still things that come up where I'm like, oh man, all right, here we go. Because I know if I don't do it, if I let the fear, because that's all that is. Like when you are, if something ever pops in your head and says, oop, be careful, don't do that. Maybe because our brains are always trying to protect us, right? And that's all it is our brains saying, remember last time that didn't quite work for you, or remember you're not very strong at that. It's just your brain trying to protect you. And if we give into it and we listen to our brains sometimes, it doesn't grow us. We stay where we are. And if we want to reach those goals and dreams, because what I'm going to teach you is how to dream bigger than you've ever dreamed. Dream bigger than you ever thought that you could. And if you don't ever stretch yourself to get out of your comfort zone, you're never going to grow. Now, as I'm saying this, I'm not saying like be dangerous and do, things that, when I say scary things, I don't mean like dangerous things. I mean, we have a gut for a reason, and if it's telling us like that's not safe, that's a whole different thing. But if it's something like, I don't know, sending an email or, writing or making a phone call to somebody, or making a decision to go after, a new opportunity that's kind of reached out and grabbed you, and you're like, your first instinct is, this would be amazing. And then suddenly your brain's like, oh, but remember the last time you tried something like that, it didn't work. That's what I'm talking about. If it's something that you feel good about in your heart, you're feeling good about it, it's just your brain that's saying, no, 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 no. That's just doubt and fear kind of creeping in, and it will, because it lives inside of all of us. But we have to push through, move on, and do it anyway. That's when we stretch and when we grow. That's when we're going to get to our goals and dreams. Absolutely. Brain sends signal every time where to. Yes, really, where to leave, where to work. Yes, absolutely it does. Absolutely. So that would be what I would recommend. Like, figure out what it is that you want, what's going to make you happy. Write down those goals, and let's talk and figure out what it is that can get you to those goals and dreams. And also just being in a community with other people, because that's what I'm in the process of putting together right now, y'all, is a community. I have my community for people raising grandchildren that are like me. I have my community for that, and I'm starting to incorporate my my community for people who are wanting to reinvent themselves. And as soon as I have that up and going, then I will let you guys know so that you are welcome to be a part of it. It's going to be a free community. The initial part of it's going to be free. There are going to be different like trainings and it's not so much strategy. I guess strategy planning and things like that. That's going to be separate, where I'm going to do some of it, but I'm also going to bring other people in to talk to you guys, and there is going to be a fee for that. It'll probably be like a monthly subscription kind of thing. And so I'm just trying to incorporate both of them, so I don't have like my grandparents raising grandchildren in one spot and my and you guys in another spot. I want everybody to be together, but be in different areas, because there are people out there who are raising grandchildren and they want to reinvent themselves. Why? Because it's expensive raising children. It's hard raising children. If you're raising a grandchild, you are reinventing yourself. And whether you are needing help with a business or just getting your life scheduled. Some people just need help figuring out, like, how am I going to do all of this? How am I going to get everything figured out that I can get it all done in a day in the same amount of hours? That's what I'm talking about. And you'll have a community of other people that are just like you to be able to get to know, form a relationship with. You're going to hear from me. And then also just you're going to get inspiration and positivity and all that kind of with it also. You're going to get mindset training. You're going to get all kinds of stuff. So Once I know more about the community and have it completely set, which I'm hoping I'm hoping next week I'll have it, but I'm not sure, but for sure within 2 weeks I'll have it up and going. I pretty much have it done. I just need to figure out the logistics of things. So, and this week has been focused on my event for tomorrow. So I haven't done very much with it this week. So I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. Does anybody have questions? Anything that you want to know about? Anything that you want to ask me about? That's why I'm here. Oh, thank you, Sagar. You're like my cheerleader. You're always here like rooting me on. I appreciate you. So for me, the importance of knowing that you have options is not just about me saying, hey, you need to start over again. You need to maybe do it this way. You don't need to do anything. You can live your life however you want. I'm just here to share with you how I'm doing it and to let you know that you have options, because not everybody knows that they have options. They just think, especially once you've been at a job for 20, 30 years, it's like, well, that's it. I can't do anything else. This is what I'm meant for. I'm just not meant to do more. No, you are absolutely meant to do more. And you're meant to enjoy it and have fun and enjoy your family, enjoy your grandkids. So get out there and do it. Find what it is that makes you happy and work towards being able to get there. It's not the same for everybody. Maybe you don't want to have a business, have an online business like what I'm doing. Maybe, you're just wanting to enjoy your life. Maybe you're just trying to figure out how to feel better, how to get physically healthier, how to get mentally healthier. Maybe you're just looking for a community of people to be around to kind of pick you up every day, where you can just kind of plug in and go and talk to people. Everybody's needs are different. So that's why I'm putting together this community, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are just looking for connection, real connection, not the fake connection that you find here online. There's a lot of stuff out here, guys, because I'm online all the time. And I don't do a whole lot of scrolling for fun, because I'm on it so much for my businesses. But I don't like to see people where it looks so fake. It's just so fake, the fake stuff. I just don't like it. I know there are a lot of people out there who do, and maybe it's an escape for them, I don't know. But I just feel like there are a lot of people out there that are looking for real connection. They're looking for people who really see them, who really hear them, and are able to connect in a way that it makes them feel better. Somebody that says, hey, they get me. Hey, they're in that same situation as me and they're doing okay. Maybe I will be okay too. That's what I'm talking about, real connection. They leave their children, grandchildren in quagmire. Yeah, that can happen. That does happen. And I think that there's plenty of spaces, for me, I've thought about, because I'll be honest, I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to start a community for people raising their grandchildren, because there's a lot of groups out there, and I see a lot of negativity in those groups. I see a lot of people trying to take advantage of other people with their sad stories, looking for an opportunity. And I don't like that. I'll be plain and simple. I don't like that. I don't like to see people out there on, different apps, and they're saying, poor me, because I'm raising my grandchild. I need help. I can't support myself. Can somebody help me? And then they've got all these people saying, send me your address, blah, 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 blah. And if people feel like that's what they have to do to feel good about themselves by helping that person out, then so be it. I'm not going to judge as to what you do, but shame on them. Shame on them for doing it, for taking advantage of another person. And that my community will not be that. I don't want the negativity in my community, because there's no reason to be negative. We're blessed. We are blessed to have our grandchildren. You know, there's people out there who have had terrible things happen to their grandchildren, and yet someone's going to complain about raising their grandchild. So again, my community is for positivity. It's for lifting people up. It's for listening to people. Yes, we go through things. Yes, we can share situations, but not in a negative way. And I'm not going to allow someone to take advantage of other people. My granddad went away at the age 73 from liver problems. He was amazing, always supported me. Aw, yeah, that's sad. He was young too. I mean, that's young. It's very difficult when you lose your grandparents, you know, or your parents. It's very difficult, especially when they're young like that. Yeah, it's a matter of pride. Yeah. But not everybody has pride. Unfortunately, not everybody has pride. Some people will take advantage wherever they can. But I almost didn't start my community because of that. And then I'm like, no, because God's got plans. God knows what he's doing. And it kept coming at me like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's why I started it. So anyway, I'll have different parts to the community. And one of them is going to be the grandparents raising grandchildren. The other part will be people who are wanting to reinvent themselves later in life. And so I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be awesome, and I'm really excited about it. If somebody out there is interested, you want to know more, just reach out to me, put a comment here, and I'll get with you and send you the information. If you want to schedule some time with me and we can talk and see if you're someone that's wanting to like reinvent your life. You're 50, older, maybe you're in your 40s, you're ready to do something different with your life, go in a different direction, whether you are looking to leave your 9 to 5 and you want to get started now so you can kind of have it set up and ready to go for later when you're ready to retire early. And then work from home, have your business running for you, kind of have it running for you in the background. Or maybe you're someone who lost their job, or like me, and I was kind of pushed out of my job and didn't want to just sit and do nothing. I wanted to be productive. I wanted to find a way to do it from home. And then I found a way that I could actually earn from home, but have my own business and help other people. That's the beauty of what I found about it, is that it's not just for me, I can help other people. And if you want that also, I'll show you how to do it. Just set up some time with me. It's go to my profile here, make sure you follow me, and go to my profile in the links where it says links, and you'll see my calendar. Set up some time with me. We'll talk about how you can actually set your goals. Let's talk about your dreams, what would make you happy, and then let's make a plan as to how to get you there, how to get started. He had some tobacco is the main cause of disease. Otherwise, he would have been. Yeah, if he had liver issues, yeah, he definitely had some stuff happening. That's always hard. And you never know. I mean, we just don't know. We don't know, it could have been something he'd had for a long time and it just hit him kind of suddenly. Everyone's lifestyles are different too, right? All right. Any questions, guys, before I hop off? I have enjoyed talking to you guys. Sagar, thank you for being here. I know it's really late where you are, so thanks for being here. I will be back again next week on Wednesday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you want to catch me on TikTok on Mondays at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, Facebook at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I will see you guys next week. I will let you know as soon as I have the community set up, and we will see about getting you in. I want to talk to y'all. I want to get you started on your next chapter. You're rewriting the rules. Remember, we're going to rewrite the rules. And we're not just going to start going out to that 9 to 5 and stay there. We now know that there's options. So we're rewriting the rules. We're going to redefine our lives. Our lives. It's ours. We can do it however we want, guys. We don't have to listen to other people. You don't have to do it like me. You can do it however you want. That's why it's saying rewrite, or that's why I'm saying rewrite the rules and redefine your life, because you can do this however you want. Let's just talk and I'll show you how. Thanks for letting me hang out, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon.